YouTube fam, Instagram fam, my peoples. Uh, yeah, man. Just starting off my day. It's early morning still, afternoonish. Smoking a little joint, and just kind of like chilling, man. Enjoying myself. It's my birthday today, so trying to start my birthday off right. Um, a lot of you guys that follow me, you guys know like most of my content that I make is generated around my music. But I wanted to like check in and do something a little bit different today. Um, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys, specifically about creativity, uh, and different ways to like tap into it, and different ways to think about creativity. First things first. Let me light my joint. Um, I was having this conversation with my mom the other day about, people ask like, what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? What are we here for? And I've thought about this myself quite a bit, and I've come to one conclusion. I truly, truly, truly do believe that our purpose here on earth, in the world, is to create. Everything down to our genetics, I feel like, our physical traits dictate to us that is the case. We have opposable thumbs that are fucking great for grabbing things and using tools and being able to create things, even on a basic level, like a tool, like a stone tool or an axe or something, super basic, up to something super complex like a fucking skyscraper or something, you know what I'm saying? Now, that's just one simple, like, one simple trait, obviously. But, then you start thinking about, like, even our minds, right? Like, out of all the animals on Earth, humans are the only, well, maybe not the only animals that are aware of themselves and have a higher level of consciousness, but definitely one of the more advanced in the sense like we have a language, we can express ideas and communicate ideas to one another. I can think in more ways than one, right? Like I could think in a language, like I could think in English, like I could think like a dialogue to myself, right? Like, oh man, I'm hungry right now. Man, some pizza would be good. Yeah, pizza. I can have that conversation in my head. That alone is like a way of imagining and thinking, you know what I'm saying? And then I could also think in like shapes and like if I was building something, I could think about, or like if I was headed lost in a certain and needed to find my way in a certain direction, I could think in my head and try to map everything out in my head and try to see it exactly what I did, like, oh man, I made a left here, so I'm gonna have to make a right instead, like these different things of ways that your mind can conceptualize, imagine, and think of things. That alone just shows me like, yo, like it's a powerhouse like thing that would, like computer that was made to be able to process, analyze, and create. So I feel like most people in life do what they feel like they're supposed to do and don't do what they feel like they want to do enough, like like a passion or a dream. And I feel like there's a reason why like having a 9 to 5 is not going to fulfill your life or make you feel happy. It's because you're not in control and you're not creating anything. You're not You don't have something that you can look back at and be proud of, or something that you actually care about. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you know, it's something else. So I think step one, in order to be able to have a happy life, a balanced life, I think the first step is to learn how to figure out how to create something. Whether that's, you know, writing a poem, a drawing, you know, making something on the computer, engineering something, you know, um, woodworking, anything, some kind of arts and crafts activity. I feel like you should do that, even if it's not something you plan to take seriously for the rest of your life. If you want to find some kind of peace and balance and harmony in your life, you have to find something to be able to channel your energy, your efforts, and your creativity. So that's something too. Now let's talk about like how to get into like this creative space, right? Like, so easy to say like, yeah, get creative and do something or make something. But how do you like get into that point? A lot of people be like a lot of people like to say like, I'm not creative. That's fucking crazy to hear. That's so funny to hear, because that's the farthest thing from the truth. Everybody on the fucking face of the earth has the potential to make something, even if it's something silly and simple. It matters, you know. It makes the difference. So so you've probably heard of like something called flow state, right? Like, especially when the creative process, you could get kind of like, get in your own way. You could plug yourself up and like feel like you're walking into a wall. Like you don't know where to start. You don't know where to begin. You might not know, you know, even what you want to do yet. You know what I'm saying? You have to get into a flow state. Another way I'll say this is a state of play. You have to find ways to play and have fun. Okay, so your creative process doesn't need to be serious. It can be, if that's what you want it to be, but it's always gonna start from a place of fun, right? Even your serious creations, they're gonna have to come from a place of having fun, enjoying yourself. It cannot be, I mean, so let me not get ahead of myself. Let me keep things simple. So what I mean by this is like, for example, when I rap, when I'm making music, I'm listening to the music. When I'm listening to the music, I'm not thinking of concepts. I'm not thinking of ideas, what I want to rap about, what is this song gonna be about, you know, what are my plans for this? No, none of that. All that's happening is I'm listening to the music, whatever mood that puts me in, I try to match that, and then I just go. I'll say the dumbest, most goofy shit that probably doesn't even make sense. I'll just start having fun with it. So at the top of my head, you know, try to find rhythms. I might not even say words. I might just make fucking noises and patterns with my mouth. Hey, now I get that right back, and then you can start putting words into that. But you're just kind of like having fun. Like, be loose. It's not about anything. It's nothing serious. You're not even I'm not even recording at this point. I'm just trying to let it all out. You know, I tell people creating is not about like channeling or figuring anything out. It's more like having an empty net with ideas flying past your head, like over your head, and you have a net and you're just popping it up there, pulling it down, seeing what, like, kind of what you caught. If there's anything good in there, you keep it. If there's not, whatever, you just go again, right? It's kind of like fishing. You throw that fucking the reel in there, see what you catch, pull it out. If you got something good, you keep it. If not, you let it. You let it go. No big. By the end of that process, you're gonna have a couple things that might start sticking out to you. Like, man, I really like the way that sounded. I really like what I said there. I really like how this landed on this part of the beat there. Now we can start coming up with things. Now we can maybe start like having some guidance naturally. It happens organically. Same thing with drawing. I would feel like. I mean, I'm no artist. I couldn't tell you how to draw, but I would imagine it's probably gonna start from the same place. You know, in the moment, you're just gonna have to start doodling. Start letting your hand go. You know, start letting your mind take like just wander and take over and have and eventually you might stumble upon something that you like, and you will surprise yourself the majority of the time. You're gonna surprise yourself all of the time. When you look back at the shit, you're gonna be like, damn, how the fuck did I do that? I did that. You'll surprise yourself. Because again, a lot of people just feel like they're not creative and they don't have it in them. But that's the farthest from the truth. So maybe I'll just leave it there for today. Maybe I could make another video going deeper into the concept of like flow, and we could talk more about that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Yeah. Let's be creative together, y'all. Create content, don't just consume it. Goodbye.